A major WWE name is departing following the UFC merger. Plus, another top Impact Stars contract is expiring soon. And an AEW storyline has been scrapped before a final match. It is all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. Big week for WWE as they become TKO Group Holdings, now cohabiting with Ultimate Fighting Championship. And in the wake of the closure, a major name from behind the scenes in WWE has said farewell.
Yeah, WWE Chief Financial Officer Frank Riddick III. What a grand name that is.
It is very grand.
Has left
Maybe
WWE.
That's his name. Frank. It's not.
It's not. He has left WWE in the wake of the UFC merger to form TKO Group Holdings. WWE President Nick Khan revealed the news in a note to WWE personnel and said, after over 13 years on our board of directors and almost 2 years after joining WWE full-time as our CFO and serving as president/CFO, Frank Riddick will be leaving WWE post the TKO close at the end of this month. Frank is a highly respected colleague and it has been a pleasure to work alongside him. We are grateful for his counsel, support and dedicated years of service and wish him only continued success moving forward.
Now, Frank Riddick III, I believe, joined the board back in 2000, I want to say, maybe 2010, I think, 2010.
That's a 2010. 2010.
I feel like I'm playing bingo. He worked before that as CEO for Flowworks International. They do a lot of pipes and plumbing and such like that. I'm very much just a very basic overall of what they do. JMC Steel, he was part of Formica Corporation as well. Now, when the merger deal closed, Frank Riddick was actually one of those that gave a bonus for the completion of the sale. So he's off at the end of the month. He's taking $5 million with him as he goes. So that's nice work if you can get it, son.
Yeah.
Make bank. Now, so Frank Riddick departing, it might not make a massive change to what we see on telly, but it's certainly a major move, and it's certainly a potential McMahon ally off the board could no doubt be replaced by another.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's bound to be sort of shifting and changing as this merger has come to fruition now and actually gone through. So, yeah, I'm sure there'll be things changing here and there.
The TKO Group Holdings merger is going to give us numerous things. It's giving WWE numerous things. It's giving them access to a wider scope through Endeavor's business deals and operations. It's giving them the chance to synergize and formulate more business strategies, save more money. But as fans, it's given us this new render of Vince McMahon. Look at that!
I've never seen a man look more like AI and not be AI at the same time. It's kind of crazy.
It's what happens if you type evil businessman in a Disney 90s movie into AI.
Doesn't it look like that? You know, when you get movie posters of certain characters and it's like, oh, here's the villain. Like, yeah. I think he's just playing into the fact at this point, you know?
I also decided that he looks like Simon Skinner, the supermarket owner from Hot Fuzz.
Oh my God, he does. He actually does.
Slashing prices.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
He also, I believe, looks like Gomez Adams working at a law firm. Let us know what you think Vince looks like there, as well as a lovely man with no trespasses whatsoever.
No.
Let's all move on. Find out what happened the day WWE was sold. I did a piece all about that yesterday that you can watch now, breaking down all the occurrences that went on around Wall Street and sort of what some of the long-term implications are of this merger. It's waiting for you on the YouTube channel right now. And we go into even further detail with Cultaholic.com's tribal editor-in-chief, Aidan Gibbons, on the Cultaholic podcast feed. That's waiting for you there as well. Right, wrestling-flavoured news. Another Impact star could be on the way out.
Yes, so obviously we talked recently about Deonna Purrazzo's Impact deal coming to an end, and she might not be the only one, however. Fightful Select come with us with the news that Heath Miller, who simply goes by Heath in Impact Wrestling, will be a free agent in October as things stand right now. Heath's deal with Impact expires at that time, and a new one has yet to be reached.
Now, there's been a few moves and shakes in Impact as of late, and I know Deonna Purrazzo and Heath have the world at their feet at this point. They're both very much cut from a similar cloth, in which they had runs in WWE that was certainly only reached a certain point, and then they came into Impact and sort of found their voice and found their new sound a little bit. With Heath, it was a slightly more troublesome time because not long after he had signed, he got injured and was out of action for pretty much a year. But we saw him reunite with Ryan Rhino.
Yeah.
They are former tag champs in WWE back in 2016. They rekindled their bromance, which was lovely to see. But in terms of where Heath goes here, I mean, I don't know what more he does in Impact outside of win the Impact World title. I don't know whether maybe this leads him back to hang out with Drew and Jinder some more.
Yeah, perhaps. Do you know what? That's a really good good point there, because I'm not sure, as you said, what he can do more in Impact. But then I'm not really too sure what more he could do in WWE either. Like, I don't want him to get lost in the shuffle, because, again, as you said, sort of in Impact, he found his voice a little bit, didn't he?
He really did.
And I really enjoyed his character work, and I felt so bad for him when he got injured as well, because things started to it seemed like they were on the up for him, bless him. And then everything happened. But yeah, I'm not too sure. What would you like to see him do next?
I want to see at least one more segment with him, Drew, and Jinder.
Yeah,
just
that would
for
be
a
nice,
laugh.
because he came back, didn't he, for a little bit?
He came back for one spot. So basically, he got released in April of 2020, and then he came out with Dolph Ziggler, and they did a little bit where like he wanted to beat Drew, and
that was it.
And just slap Drew in the face.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Drew, they had a match with both of them wearing jeans, and Drew gave him a Claymore within 30 seconds.
I mean,
and
it's
won.
real when they're wearing jeans, Tom. It's real.
Jeans. I'd like to see him pop up and do one more thing there. I think that'd be quite nice.
Yeah.
But no news whether or not he will be here in the UK, because obviously Impact Wrestling are running their UK Invasion tour in October. We know that Rich Swann today has been announced by Impact as the latest person to be on the card for their shows in Glasgow, here in Newcastle, Cormie's got them all, and the 2 nights in Coventry as well. He joins Joe Hendry. You gonna come and say hello, Joe? Joe's always off to the side. He's really fine. Come and say hello, Joe. No, you're gonna just eat your Kinder Egg and play the PlayStation. That's fine. He's over there, but he's doing it as well. Grado is announced for the shows. We're going to see.
How do you keep doing it, Tom?
It's just weird. My power is strictly with Grado. Moose and of course the Impact World Champion Alex Shelley and Deanna Purrazzo will also be part of the tour as well. More names to be announced ahead of Impact Wrestling's UK Invasion tour. Over to AEW, we had another match announced for Wrestle Dream. We know we're getting Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr., which will quite literally be a Wrestle Dream. But we have another one now, don't we?
We do. Hangman Adam Page will go one-on-one with Swerve Strickland next month at AEW Wrestle Dream. Swerve made the challenge last night on Dynamite, Swerve wanting the match in his hometown of Seattle. We saw Hangman Page last night beat Brian Cage as well, hitting a nice 619. And he was like, that's not the first time I've done that. And he did it beautifully.
It was fantastic. So I like Page having a fire in his belly lit by Swerve over this sort of battle unofficially for Hangman's spot in AEW.
Yeah.
I think this could be the making of Swerve. This could really elevate Swerve to exactly where he needs to be.
Agreed.
To that end, Five will Select offer an update on the Swerve Strickland story with Keith Lee. You may remember that a million years ago, Keith Lee got a cinder block crushed onto his stomach by Swerve Strickland, and they sort of put it off, moved it around. According to Five will Select, a match between the two, despite the fact that it was considered during the wildcard tag team tournament, the rivalry has been tabled. In this case, not the Von Wagner style of tabled, but more in case of they're just going to leave it for a bit.
That's a shame. I hope they do finally come back round to it, because as it says here, like there was almost a rekindling of that feud when they had to be teamed together in the blind tag team eliminator tournament.
We thought that's where it would go.
Yeah, no, that's it. And then it's kind of fizzled out a little bit. But I hope they do come back round to it. I would love to see Keith more consistently on AEW TV and with something a little bit more to sink his teeth into as well.
I know who could fight Keith.
Oh my!
Oh! Whoever this is,
Kevin
could fight
Nash?
Keith. Kevin Nash.
Who could it be?
Hack? Oh gosh!
Oh my god!
Ah, my spine. We mentioned it in the first video. We might know the answer by now. In case we don't, let us know in the comments who this is. Your prize is our love and affection for years to come. And we'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Keys.
I love you, bye.
Oh god, I think I broke.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, he's back.
No! Oh, that did not sound like a good happy click.